Greetings, Capricorn and Capricorn rising. This is your Western forecast for April 2024. There are three major planetary events. There's going to be a new moon solar eclipse on April the 8th in the sign of Aries. Aries is 4 signs past Capricorn. The 4th house sector is home and family and property. Mercury, about 3 times a year, goes retrograde. It's going to retrograde April the 1st to the 25th in Aries, also in your 4th house. So that could be revising, rethinking, second-guessing, having to readapt and adjust all that Mercury retrograde with home, family, and real estate. The other big planetary event is expansive Jupiter is going to align with progressive Uranus. This happens once every 13 to 14 years, and it's going to be in the sign of Taurus, which is an earth sign, very compatible with Capricorn. And so Jupiter in Uranus is often about sudden breakthroughs, sudden windfalls, and it's going to be overall very favorable for Capricorns. And I'll break down more of what this 5th house area that this good fortune could bring in for some of you. So, if you enjoy these kinds of videos and would like to see more of them, click like and subscribe. And don't forget to click on the notification bell so you can receive the latest postings. And if you go into the description box underneath the video, you'll find direct links to sign up for my free daily message or to book an astrology reading. All right, let's just start with the sun. Where the sun is shining and it's putting a spotlight on a particular area in your chart. So you would say the sun is really lighting up this area of your life. So this is where your attention is drawn to. This is what you're most interested in. So the sun at the end of March, around the 21st of March, goes into Aries every year. And it's there for 4 weeks till April the 19th. The Aries is 4 signs past Capricorn. So it's putting a real emphasis on home and family and property. That's the 4th house. The solar eclipse is on the 8th. So on April the 8th is now all those 4th house issues are starting to be crystallized and being really focused. And a new moon solar eclipse. It's a new moon. We have them once a month, but every 6 months, a new moon becomes a solar eclipse. It's just a new moon on steroids. Basically, it's because a regular new moon is drawing your intentions to one area of life. But with the solar eclipse, that impact could last to the next solar eclipse, which is 6 months later. So an eclipse is bringing a lot of change. So there could be in the 4th house changes in your living situation, your family situation, renovations, remodeling with the home and property. Solar eclipse is trying to bring in significant new changes, new beginnings, home, family, property. Now, often with an eclipse, and it takes at least 30 to 60 days for the eclipse to really reveal what it's trying to bring into your life. But there's always a certain amount of having to adapt to changes. And Mercury is your decision-making planet, and Mercury went retrograde April the 1st till April the 25th in your 4th house. One example is, especially with out of the blue, with this powerful solar eclipse in the 4th, that you may have to move, relocate, or or your house or your home, your apartment, has to be repaired. And so now with Mercury in retrograde, you have to come up with a whole new plan and rethink what you want to do, especially, if you're having to move or then having to do home repairs. But the fourth house is also not just property, it's your family. And so there could be miscommunications with Mercury in retrograde. One of the things, if you're new to astrology, with Mercury in retrograde for about 3 weeks, 3 times a year, expect the unexpected. It's often associated with Murphy's Law. If something's going to go wrong, it's going to go wrong during Mercury in retrograde. So you'll often see a lot of misunderstandings, losing things, forgetting things. That's all under the domain of Mercury. They advise don't sign contracts, don't make commitments, because Mercury, the planet of information, when it's retrograde, you don't have all the information. So you don't want to get locked into a commitment when there could be something better that comes along. So that's the Mercury in retrograde, the first 25 days of April. Now, the Sun leaves Aries and goes into Taurus, an Earth sign compatible with Capricorn, on April the 19th through May the 19th. So every year at the same time, it's more pleasurable for Capricorns or Capricorn risings, for romance, for being more interested in creative projects, for vacations, for partyings, because that Sun is lighting up all that 5th house. 5th house is children. The 4th house is family. And so your interest may be on, having another child, are really focused on family and events with children. Now, Jupiter is the planet of growth and opportunity, and every 13 to 14 years, it aligns with innovative, progressive Uranus. This is often about unexpected breakthroughs in the 5th house of creativity, of self-expression. It's romance, the 5th house of romance. It's the 5th house of investing, but the 5th house is the sector of children. So it's also about fun and games and sports, because children are always playing. And with Jupiter Uranus, now that is happening on April the 20th. And the exact degree is 21 degrees of Taurus. So if you have a planet within a degree or so of 21 Taurus, or opposite Scorpio, or to the other Earth signs, Virgo or Capricorn or Taurus, Capricorn, right? You are a Capricorn, especially if your Sun is around 20, 21, 22 degrees of Capricorn. That Jupiter Uranus at 21 Taurus, this could be some real fortunate energies that comes in. And it could be, as examples, 5th house could be investing and speculating and risk-taking, with the 4th house of real estate, or the 5th house of babies, expanding the family of the 4th house. Now, with that Jupiter Uranus in the 5th, could certainly be some windfalls of monies from in taking a risk and gambling or investing. I would certainly recommend for Capricorns and Capricorn risings, at least, play the $1, $2 lottery, once a week or twice a week. Because if you were ever going to be lucky, and it doesn't have to be the lottery, it could be investing in the stock market, it could be going to a casino and playing the slot machines. Of course, more people lose than win. But if you were going to win, this is the month. Now, let me now look at how all these different various planetary energies will impact your body, your relationships, your business. Now, all that Taurus, by the 19th, so the last week or so of April, all that Taurus is really supportive to Capricorn. And the 5th house is all this playfulness and enthusiasm. So you're going to have a lot of energy, a lot of playful energies. You're going to be feeling more robust, more enthusiastic with that 5th house. So that's the physical energy. When it comes to relationships, I always start with Venus. Now, Venus is the planet of love and union and marriage. Venus is also hanging out with the Sun and Mercury in Aries. Venus is in Aries in your 4th house of home and family from April the 4th till April the 29th. The Venus is this benefic energy. It's what you value, what you're enjoying. Venus is what you're loving. And so with that Venus in the 4th house from the 4th to the 29th, you could be entertaining. That's Venus at home. You could be having a party at your home. This could be a family reunion, a family wedding that you're attending or that you're organizing. And Capricorn always needs to, get in there and run the show and organize everything. And so you could be wanting to beautify, because Venus is the planet of love and beauty and creativity. So you could be, and with that solar eclipse in the 4th of real estate, there could be renovations or improvements in the home. And with the Venus, you could be really enjoying the process, making the home more beautiful, even if it's just taking dingy walls and painting them a new, fresh, bright color. That would be that Venus highlighting your 4th house. But the 4th house is family, and Venus is love. So it's great for family parties and reunions, but there could be more camaraderie, more love and harmony in the family. And then we bring in how the Sun goes into Taurus on the 19th, the Jupiter-Uranus aligns in Taurus on the 20th. So by that end of April, the Sun, Jupiter, Uranus, all in the 5th house, that 5th house could be this investing, taking gamble with maybe with a family member, but with real estate, with property. But Venus is all that creative energy. But Venus is also enjoys, the 5th house, and it could be that entertainment and parties. So that would also be really favorable for a family reunion or a big party at the home. Now, there will be a full moon on April the 23rd. There's always a full moon 2 weeks after the new moon. The new moon is planting seeds of trying to bring in some new intentions, some new energies. The full moon is revealing what's working and not working. And it's going to be on the 23rd. With a regular full moon, it's going to, because if lunar eclipse is a lunar full moon, and the effects of a lunar full moon eclipse, which was actually happening at the end of March, can last for a month or 2 months. But a regular full moon coming up on April the 23rd, you'll just be feeling the emotional swelling and reactiveness for only a couple of days, 23rd, 24th, but it's going to be in Scorpio. And Scorpio is in the 11th house. The 11th house, one of the areas the 11th house lights up with the full moon are groups, friendships. And so there could be having a big group organizing this whole kind of big group activity around that 23rd, the 24th. You could either having it then, or you could be planning it then, because the Jupiter, Uranus, and the Sun and Jupiter and Uranus have already gone into Taurus on the 19th, 20th, and the full moon on the 23rd, 24th is in the 4th house. So that could be really favorable for a large gathering. On a completely different, astrology is not all written in granite and very rigid. It's just explaining where these tendencies are taking you. And the 11th house could also be about groups. And groups could be a group tour. And with all this pleasure and vacations, and with the 5th, and then the family, you might be deciding or actually going on a tour with the family. This is how astrology works. Now, this is part of the forecast where I want to examine how all those energies are going to impact your body, your relationships, your business. So with all those planets in Taurus, in the 5th house of play and adventure and fun and games and recreational activities, it's all in harmony with Capricorn. The sun or rising sign in Capricorn often is where we look to for the physical body. And then, of course, the Jupiter-Uranus is so favorable for Capricorns because it's earth to earth. But the Jupiter-Uranus is in that 5th house of adventures and sports and recreational activities. So there's a lot of robust, vital energies for the month. With relationships, Venus, that planet of love and companionship, being in Aries until the 29th, is more this love of family or entertaining at home. But Venus goes into Taurus, into the 5th house of romance and children on the 29th of April into May. And so with the Sun and the Jupiter-Uranus all moving in the 5th house, and the Venus is transiting the 4th house of family, then all that 5th house could be children. Now, that could be entertaining with family. But if you are wanting to conceive, if you're already pregnant, this is really very fortunate, favorable energies for having a baby. But the 5th house is also romantic. So that could really awaken new romantic energies. And for all of the Capricorns who are already in an existing relationship, all that 5th house can spark more romance, or going to a vacation, going to a concert, and having fun and really enjoying life. And around the 23rd, you might be doing it with a group of people. And with business, of course, there's a major emphasis on home, family, property. So could be investing in real estate, remodeling the home, all of that. And with the Jupiter-Uranus in the 5th house, that has so much to do with taking a big risk, investing. You could feel really lucky. And with fourth house matters of land, agriculture, real estate. The one last thing I hadn't talked about is Mars is in Pisces once every 2 years. And Pisces is the third sign past Capricorn. The third house is communications and learning and classes, but also selling, interviewing. And Mars is that drive and that passion. So with the third house, that could be running a lot of errands and meetings, but selling, and this big emphasis on the fourth house of real estate, this could be very favorable for being learning or being a real estate realtor or investor, or learning, the third house of learning, all about the remodeling and repairing of the fourth house. And that fifth house is wanting to take a big risk. And the third, and Mars is that risk taker in that third house of a lot of new ideas. So I want to thank you for watching. If you like information on how to book an astrology reading or to sign up for my 2-question offer, visit my website at cardino.go, that's .co. Until next month, be safe and well.